Warning, this video is very boring. I've made it that way in order to interrupt the pattern that you may be at and for you to actually focus properly on the things that I'm saying and to not rely on stimulation to get your attention. As you will see, it is also all blurred so that you don't pay attention to the details on the screen but to the details of my word. I'm very aware that many people are going to click off and stop watching because I haven't made the video very entertaining or very in your face kind of thing. But I rather help a few people properly than try to please everybody inadequately. That being said, I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you pay good attention, and I'm rooting for you and for your benefit and for your growth. See you later. I am not wearing any pants right now. I've also recently shaved my legs for the first time in years, and I haven't seen my legs for the first time in years. I'm very hairy. Due to this, there's a bit of breeze of air coming my way, giving me a bit of shivers. But it's no coincidence that today I'm starting the video with a slower pace and less noise, because the topic of this conversation today is attention span. Yesterday I was with my mother. Somebody had come to visit us for the week and they had left once again. She became very sad, very emotional about it. And then right after I went to my room, I had some work to do. And I started to hear the noise of short TikToks. You can tell when somebody's scrolling and watching it. She told me she was emotional, and then 1 second later I started to hear that. And then I stepped aside to go to the toilet and kind of see what was going on. And I realized that she was no longer really emotional. She was no longer matter of fact even there. She was just distracted. And I thought it was a big shame that we weren't able to really savor the experience of life. The hurt as well as the good, the bad, the pain and the rain and everything that comes in between. No commitment to the present also means no commitment to life. For we only live the present. If we live in the past, this is a memory or a feeling of regret. If we live in the future, this is a sensation of anxiety. I myself have struggled a lot with attention span. I even did an experiment on myself where I ruined my life for a week, and I successfully ruined it for a week. And even before I started doing self-improvement, every few days I'd find myself wasting 3 hours on TikTok, scrolling like a brainless just slave. I know it's a big problem and that a lot of people suffer from it today, so I wanted to make a video about it. I've got some pointers that I don't think are discussed at all, as well as some that are more commonly discussed, but it's never a waste of time to reaffirm and remember things that you may already know in order to take action once again. So here we go. The first thing to fix your attention span, and this is something more common, is to do one thing at a time. However, I've taken this and I've evolved it a little bit further, because doing one thing at a time can be a logistical problem often. So what I say instead is to do one event per phase. What this means is, for example, if I am commuting, right? In my commute, I am not just commuting and that's it. No. In my commute, I am learning. So maybe I'm listening to a podcast. Or in my commute, I am bringing my energy up. So, and the phase is to bring the energy up or to learn. So if I'm bringing the energy up, I'm listening to some music or whatever. Behaving in this way isn't necessarily harmful. And it's one phase, it's one event, right? You're commuting and you're singing or you're listening to a podcast. Let's say, however, that you were studying and you had some music in the background to relax, whatever. No, this is different. If you are studying, you are studying. Therefore, the phase and the event is to study. The phase of the studying may be, okay, I'm going to have some questionnaires and I'm going to be writing things down. And this is the phase and the actions that I perform. I'm performing multiple actions, but they are all tied down to studying. It isn't, I'll listen to music because it's going to help me concentrate. No. Perhaps right now, if you have no music, you will not focus as much. But that's only because your attention span is messed up and you need to fix it. Once you fix it, everything will be 10 times better than it was before. I'll give you a bit more examples on this matter because it's complicated, and I know I don't want you to leave this video with some unpractical steps that you can't really perform in your own life. So in order for you to get a better idea, here are some further examples. If you're doing some exercise at home, that is your phase. Your phase is the phase of exercise right now. This segment of time in your day is to perform exercise. In this event of doing exercise, you're moving your body and you're doing things. It is okay and productive. It's not a bad thing, because a lot of the problem with this whole improving attention span and doing one thing at a time is the whole, oh, but I won't be as productive. I understand. I've wrestled these thoughts for a long time, so this is what I'm hoping to help you with. If you're doing this exercise, something that would go alongside it, that could go alongside it, is tidying your room, right? You've done a set of 80, 100 push-ups, 50, 10, whatever is like your ability. Okay, go do the dishes that needed to be done. If you live alone, there's things around the house that you need to do. Maybe clean your room, clean your desk so that you may perform on the next phase your work better. Prepare your clothes for when you're going to shower so you don't have to do it after you finish exercising and of the sort. And you will find things to do, and you will still do the sets. When you're doing your sets, you'll be fully there. It will not be, however, listen to music as I'm doing exercise and you sing along, whatever. If it's like music to work out, it's not as bad, but you don't want to make it a dependency either. So it's better to keep that to a minimum. And it's not, certainly not, this is not something that works, podcasts, Audible, anything of the sort. Because then you're giving yourself up halfway to both tasks. When you're doing the exercise, you're half doing the exercise and half listening. And when you're listening, you're half listening, half doing exercise. And it's not actually 50-50. It's like you don't give your all at exercising, which defeats part of the purpose, because you need to push your body in order to grow. And you're not really paying attention to the podcast, so you're not really learning. If you are going halfway, you're going nowhere. Now I have something that I haven't really seen other people talk about. This is to love your own habits. Habits take the form of thoughts as well as acts. So for example, you will probably start to define, if you pay attention to yourself, things that you do that are a little bit different. Little reflexes or thoughts that you keep as a reaction to something that just occurred. For example, this is a girl that brought it to my attention. But I used to do a lot of like hand gestures like bada boom, bada beam, you know what I mean? And like do things like that, weird little rhymes and little stupid things. She started to imitate me and she said that it was cute, whatever, and that it was funny. And I realized, yeah, I guess it is kind of funny, and I didn't realize I did these things. It's just a little trinket by yourself. The point is that if you find and you identify these things by yourself that you enjoy, you will laugh. You will laugh a lot more. Sometimes you may be driving home alone or doing whatever, and then all of a sudden there's no music, no nothing. You're like, and you think about something that actually makes you laugh. It's the whole, oh, I just remembered something funny, but without sarcasm. Like you actually remembered something funny, or you laughed at your own thoughts, because part of having this messed up attention span is that when you actually have a good attention span and you put attention to yourself, you actually increase the self-love a lot more. Not in a narcissistic or arrogant way, but in a healthy way of, man, I'm cute sometimes, you know? So learn to love yourself and find these things by yourself that make you unique, because you are unique. And to finalize these things, just 3 things so that I don't burden your mind with too much to remember. Segment time brackets in your day for different activities. Look, it's not really good to do 1 hour of work, 1 hour of break, 1 hour of work, 1 hour of break. Because when we are doing something, we build up immersion in that task. We can't really dial in right away. Most of the times, for most people, having done this for a long time in our life has built the habit of our consciousness of jumping from one thing to another, never really becoming loyal to the activity that we're doing. Thus, not having, with no loyalty, we don't have as much immersion. If we are in a relationship, for instance, since I used the keyword loyalty, if I have 10, 20 families, different families, right, something ridiculous, I'm not really gonna pay that much attention to this family that I am with right now. I'll be happy, but I won't pay attention about whether their mental well-being is doing okay, whether they are happy, whether I could be doing more or not. I'll just be like, yeah, whatever. I'm just here until tomorrow. I have to go see my other family, and then the next family, and then the next family. Whereas in the other hand, if you had higher loyalty to the activity that you were doing, which could only be achieved if you jumped less from one thing to another, you would think about these little details. Are they doing okay? Oh, there's a subtle sign in their body language. I need to read into that. Maybe they're telling me something with courage, but I'm not really finding it out or whatever, right? Just different things. But what you should focus on with all of this is that you won't have loyalty to the activity that you're doing. You need to become more loyal, and to become more loyal, you need to spend more continuous time doing that task. So, if you have some work to do, think about school. I mean, think about work days. They do 9 to 5. They don't do 9 to 10 and then 11 to 12 and then 1 to 2, right? No, it's more a segmented day in order to increase the productivity that you do. Treat your own life in this manner. I'm not saying with this video that you can't play and you can't have fun, but you should do it when it's time to play and time to have fun. Even if you're self-employed or whatever, if you have no structure in your life, you will not be able to manifest a lot of concentration in your day-to-day duties. We need structure, and structure is not a bad thing. It's a blessing. Tell yourself from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. I'm going to do the work, and then I'm going to relax, eat some food, whatever. Maybe in the evening I'll do some more work, but then I'm going to spend some time with the family and then be in the sunlight for a little bit. Me, for example, right now, I skip breakfast. Breakfast is a big fake campaign anyway. It's not really good for us. This is the most important meal of the day, which is a complete lie. And it's right now 2:24 p.m. I haven't eaten yet. It's later than I normally would. Normally I would eat at around 1 p.m, 12:30. But it's because today was a bit slow. Yesterday, this guy left, so there was a bit of events and party, and I stayed up later than normal. But tomorrow will be the same thing. Tomorrow will be 1 p.m. I'm going to be eating, but from 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. I'm going to be doing some focused work. Doing and behaving this way, living in this manner, will allow for you to have a lot more focus and concentration. Just to recap the whole video, and I hope that you won't just click on another video and then another video, unless you're in your play phase. But if you are, you shouldn't be looking at really self-improvement if you're just enjoying yourself. If you're trying to learn something, this is when I hope that you will come to me. And so after this video, make some notes and take action. Otherwise, don't watch me. I'm trying to help you. I'm not here to entertain you. Go watch Mr. Beast or whoever else if you want entertainment. They're really good, or watch anime or whatever. So number 1, do one event at a time. Love your own habits. Segment time brackets into your day. I believe in you and your desire for improvement, and I am rooting for you. So I hope that you root for yourself and you start to invest in yourself a bit more. Actually take action and show yourself self-love through these activities. Not instead of that just scrolling to another thing, getting into another task, and doing another thing without ever deciding to, hey, I'm going to make my dreams come true, for they are in my power. For my happiness is in my power. Until it isn't, because you're far too long gone and you never made the decision of taking that step. Anyhow, strive to be 1% better every day, and much love.